Hey guys, we're back. Believe it or not, I didn't even get anything to drink. I'm so thirsty. Okay, we're back. So the Last Resort episode 7 has aired last night. I want to say tonight, but it was last night. And we're gonna talk about it because just because we didn't talk about it yesterday doesn't mean the drama didn't happen. So we're gonna talk about it. And hello. Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm so glad that you are staying up late with us. Hopefully you have some snacks and some wine so we can gossip a little bit tonight. Um, the ladies are back. So yeah, we're here. We're back. And last night, The Last Resort aired, and we got a lot because we got Asuelo dancing naked on the at the pool where praying no one else was actually present, right? Because that was disturbing.
Yeah.
And there was a lot. And then I think Kelly is done with Molly. Like I think like for real, for real. Like I
Hopefully.
think that's gonna go. So DeeDee, where are we gonna start? Where are we gonna start tonight?
Oh wow. Let's
Oh,
start with Mr. Big Ed and Liz. That that, that is the
hey
hugest
Kelly.
storyline ever.
So what are we talking about with Ed and Liz?
That Ed
Where
needs to jump.
now Liz had the what is the reincarnation,
The
that thingamajigger with
after
the hypnotizer?
Oh, the
after
afterlife reincarnation
Yes,
process. And
that
what?
she has been reincarnated, or what do you want to call that word, 28 times already, and
Yeah,
that Ed was in 7 of
and
them.
Ed was in 7. Like,
it's
That's
what
what
has
she
happened?
said.
regression.
Yes, past life regression. Thank you, thank you. Judy knows. I kind of want to
DeeDee's getting
do.
reincarnated.
I feel like you're
Yeah,
mixing it with
I don't know these big
reincarnated and
English words,
incarcerated.
okay?
It's okay.
Too much
We know.
love after lockup for
Yeah,
DeeDee.
DeeDee, no more love after lockup. As much as you want Ed to be incarcerated, he's free. He's
He
totally
needs
free.
to do something.
So Liz says that she's met Ed in other lives and didn't run. So that's kind of disturbing, right? So she's known him in 7 different lifetimes and didn't see any of the red flags that we see now.
If I was her, I would came back to this lifetime if that was the case.
What's the deal with this past life? This is all BS, right? It's BS. I'm not
I mean,
saying that.
it can be done, but
I'm not
it can.
saying that you
She,
can't be reincarnated because I feel like animals and insects probably are. And you know what? This conversation is going somewhere else. I don't want to go that. I don't want to go in that
she,
direction.
she told the therapist, what's her name, Petey? She told the
Katie,
therapist that she promised him in each time that he was in her life that she would love him unconditionally.
Which is bullshit. Bullshit.
When you're
I said it.
hypnotized, you don't know what you're saying or
Nope.
doing.
well, isn't that what Ed said? Ed was like, I didn't see other people or other lifetimes. Like, how did you see that? Because he's like, that's not exactly how it works. Oh, Saf Bunny says every time Liz goes back to Ed, she is incarcerated. So you were using the right word, DeeDee. You were telling the story accurately. 7 different times she's been incarcerated. I feel like they could just move them over to Love After Lockup, right? Because
I
that's
feel like
basically what's happening.
Might as well.
She is definitely in a hell prison.
I,
Oh my gosh. I couldn't, no. There is no way. First of all, whenever you hypnotize, you don't even know what you're saying, what you're doing. And it's like they knew exactly what they were saying and all this other stuff. That is fake.
like it
Fake,
was, yeah,
fake,
like
fake.
a memorized script.
Well,
Like this is what
I can
happened.
tell you both to close your eyes. I can ask you stupid questions, and then you can come back with all these stories that you've seen. It'll take us 5.5 minutes, and we've done the exact same thing they did. That's how real it is.
I hate it. I just want real drama, right? Like I just want real drama. If you can't give us real drama, I want some Danielle and Muhammad drama, some Russ and Powell drama. I want the old school stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't you have to make anything up. Just put 2 people together that fight a lot and I'll just watch.
Yeah.
Right? You ever been at a restaurant and there's some people standing at the front and they're yelling at each other and you can't even enjoy your food because you just want to watch them fight? I just want to watch some people fight. That's all
Yeah.
I really ask for. Like y'all don't gotta make up drama for me. Just put people together that don't like each other. I am
Yeah.
thoroughly entertained. Like,
Me
don't give me
and Cara would
yes.
love to be in the room with a couple of people, wouldn't we, Cara?
Oh my God.
George, I don't think you have enough credit cards to get me and Cara out of trouble.
Oh,
Did you know right now there's a TLC event going on in New York, and Ed, Liz, Jovi, Yara, Kobe, Emily, Gino and Jasmine, Ty Ray, who else is there? They're all there right now, like
Really?
all in one place. This would be very dangerous for you.
yeah.
Like, I don't think you guys would be welcomed in, but
Yeah.
I feel like you would probably figure out a way to get in,
Yeah.
right?
I think so. But I also think we'd be 86th from New York.
The whole
Yeah.
the whole city,
The whole state.
the whole state. Isn't that like you have to be like on the FBI most wanted to be not welcomed in the whole state, right?
But give us a minute with these people.
Yeah.
1 minute. Oh, Prince.
New York ain't ready
right.
for us. New
Prince,
York ain't ready.
The event in New York is a 10-year anniversary. It's been 10 years since the show premiered. And they're having a huge party. They only invited certain people. And these people are going to be on a new season of a show. So I guess I can tell you because they're announcing it tonight. So Jovi and Yara are coming back for Happily Ever After.
Mm-hmm.
And so are Kobe and Emily. And the Chantel is going to be ending her show this season. And then she will be back on the Single Life.
Nice.
And Ty Ray will also be back on the Single Life. You didn't hear any of that from me. This was from the announcement that they're making tonight in NYC, and that's exactly where you heard that from. I said nothing along those lines. And we know that Gino and Jasmine are coming back because we know this on the OG 90 Day Fiance. So anyone that you saw on photos from tonight in NYC are going to be on a new season of a show premiering within the next 2 months.
Yay.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
So Ed and Liz were there. So just be aware you're going to see them again.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the rules, but since they're at that event, that means that they will be premiering on something. Probably starts with the word happily. But I can't say any more than that.
Yay.
They ain't no happily nowhere in that situation. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever.
Wait, Pris, are you in Orlando right now? Wait, was it raining like crazy like an hour and a half, 2 hours ago? I didn't know you were in Orlando. I thought you were still in New York. Okay, so what's the deal with, wait, what were you going to talk about? No, DeeDee, you're in charge. What are we talking about?
Well, since Ed and Liz is not our favorite subject tonight, I'm saving the best for last again. Let's move on to Angela and Michael, because they ain't really, I guess I'll leave Angela alone tonight too. I'll be nice. Like, I mean, we already know they're getting a divorce. I mean, we already know. So, what's
I do have to say,
the point?
I was very sad to see that Michael's mom passed away. I did not see
Yes,
that.
yes,
Actually,
I was very sad to see that, or not see that. I'm sorry, hear that. That was very sad,
That
very
hurt my
sad.
heart.
I'm pretty sure they announced it on the last season that she was on. Am I mistaken? I remember hearing about it.
I never seen that.
Maybe I just knew about it because someone told me. But okay, maybe someone told me and it wasn't on TV. I don't remember. But yeah, I loved that she was there for him for that because it gave us a different side of Angela because we don't look at Angela as someone who is there for someone, who's emotionally available for someone when they need it. So it was nice to see a different side of her because a lot of people have asked, what does Michael see in Angela? Why does he say there are sides of her that we don't get to see? And that's a side tonight or last night that I was like, well, look at her being supportive and emotionally available and emotionally supportive to her husband, something that we didn't think that she did. Okay, so it was just me. My bad, guys. I'm assuming that somebody told me from the show.
You know, I can't stand Angela as much as the next guy, but I'm sure that there is a different side of her, like the person that traveled to Nigeria to be with him when his mom died. I'm sure that she's very, very different when the cameras aren't around. I'm not saying she's not loud all the time. I'm not saying she's not on, always on. She's on high. She's on full blast. She's on all the time. But when there's not cameras to perform for, I'm sure that she's a little bit different.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that
No, she's not the same.
don't
She's
think
the
so.
same. I know people who's hung out with her, but away from the cameras. She's the same.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yes, Pineapple. Michael's mom
No.
passed away.
Yes, unfortunately, his mom did pass away earlier this year. I have no comment on that, DeeDee.
We did
I
see her beat up her friend in a hotel lobby, but there were also cameras going.
Yeah, and I just want to add, they were hanging out together the next day.
Yeah.
So there were cameras going. It was like a random person's phone, but it still made it on there. But they were hanging out together the next day. I do want to say that I don't see them hanging out together a lot anymore. They were together a few weeks ago, like not as much as they used to be together. So maybe Angela beating the hell out of her did change the relationship a little bit. You know, if you beat me up, we're probably not going to hang out as much.
Man,
like probably ever.
I wish Angela would try to beat me up. I wish.
Whoa,
God, I
she
wish.
wouldn't do that. You're too nice, Cara.
I'm too nice. Put me in a room with Angela. Put me in a room with
There's no reason why anyone would want to be physically violent towards you. I don't see it.
That's adorable. Yeah. Put me in a room
I
with
don't see it. So
Shoot, you know what they say about short women? They short and spicy.
Yep.
So
yeah. So what do you think about the divorce paper talk? Because they were talking about in therapy about the divorce papers, and they were like, "See, you guys are," because they hadn't spoken since the trigger therapy session, and the therapist was like, "You guys seem to be doing better. Maybe you should, come clean about the divorce papers." And she's like, "Oh no, I don't know. I think I still might want to use them." Basically.
Because this is where the bullshit about Molly and Kelly comes out. This is where the bullshit about Angela and Michael's divorce comes out. This is where the bullshit about Asuelu and Kalani come out. This is the show that releases all the information we all already know. So
yeah.
So
this is
no
what happened.
matter what happened in therapy, she was still going to divorce him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And we all are.
But do you think Michael knew that?
Yeah.
You think he's fully aware of what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he had to go on this show for one last TLC paycheck.
So he's in on it. You think he's in on it? He's totally cool with it. I mean, I
wouldn't be surprised if the divorce papers were already signed.
Yep.
Oh, you think the process was already done and this was like rehashing, kind of like the family Chantel when her and Pedro broke up again for the cameras.
Yep.
So they were just like rehashing.
Yep.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, this is TLC's way of actually officially letting us know, not just what we found out.
Yeah.
So Steph Bunny says Molly was only went for the money for the show.
Absolutely.
So that's what Kelly said, because Kelly was like, maybe I was an opportunity. Like maybe I was an opportunity for her. And he did go in with an open mind, and I do feel like Molly was just there to demoralize. Oh wow. Prince says she was there to demoralize Kelly. Do we agree or disagree with that? 100%.
Okay.
Telling someone.
What does that word mean? Because I have no idea what that word is.
Just to take him, be mean to him, just bring him down, treat him like shit.
Yeah.
Just.
And that was like belittling.
Yeah.
Like pretty much belittling.
Yep.
I mean, to tell someone that you don't love them, well, she said that she didn't say that. There was a little bit of wordage where they were going back and forth because Kelly said, you said you didn't love me. She said, I said, I'm not in love with you. Is there a difference? When you're with somebody and you're supposed to be together, you have to be in love with them in order for the relationship to work, right? Because if you only love them, because you can love your dog, and you can also love your favorite pair of shoes. So if you're not in love with them, it means you don't love them at all if they're a person, right? That's how I look at it.
She's so full of shit. She's so full of shit.
I'm in love with somebody, you don't need to be with them. You can love, like you just said, George, you can love anybody.
Right.
I can't with Molly. I just can't with Molly right now. I'm so fucking angry at her. I can't. I just can't. I just can't. There's the nice Kara.
See, you're too nice. No one would ever want to smack you. I don't know why you would do that.
I know. I can't help it.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still up in the, like, when it comes to Molly and Kelly, I really don't know who to believe, to be honest. I really don't.
Well, Kelly seems
I believe
to be
Kelly.
telling us that he's tried to make it work. And then Molly is telling us that he didn't try. Okay, so she had a conversation with Yara and Jovi and said that he didn't contribute financially to their relationship. So this was my question, because they weren't living together. Is it his job to contribute financially to the relationship if they're living separately?
No. That's in any
Yeah.
relationship. No.
I didn't understand that comment because she's like, he doesn't do anything financially for me. And I was like, well, what would he pay for? Like your mortgage, your car? No, like what? I was confused because I was like, he has his own place. You have your own place. You're not cohabitating. If they were cohabitating, then yeah, he could be a part of that situation, pay something.
Yep.
Even, I mean, if the mortgage isn't her name, I wouldn't recommend him paying her mortgage because that is never going to be your house. So I wouldn't recommend that, but maybe, you know, buy some groceries, pay a light bill. That's another thing. But if you're living separately, what does financially contributing to the relationship mean? Like giving her money? Oh, wait, it could mean Judy says paying for dates or travel. But is it his responsibility to pay for like travel for her? I get taking a woman on a date. I was raised, you know, old school in Louisiana. You pay for the date, you know. And I disagree with it in 2023 because I don't want to make a woman feel like she owes me anything for going on a date. So I disagree with it, but it was just how I was raised. I think old school, you think like, well, if you take her out, it's your responsibility to show her a nice time and pay for it. So I get that part, but like, what did she want him to contribute? Like, what exactly? Because that was my question.
She literally had the most minor things to bitch about. Like, the most minor things to bitch about. I had a hysterectomy and he didn't get me a card or flowers. Was he there? Did he come over? I had a hysterectomy. My husband drove me to the hospital and drove me home. I didn't get no card. I didn't get no flowers.
But
he just said, "Are you?"
I think since he drove you there and drove you back, that was all it took. She didn't say.
Kelly didn't.
Oh, so you think he was there? He just didn't buy her anything.
Yes, she said, I had a hysterectomy. He didn't get me a card or flowers. Who cares? What do you get? By the time you're up and out of bed, your freaking flowers are dead anyway, and now your card's in a drawer. Who gives a shit? She's a materialistic bitch. I'm sorry, but she is.
So how painful is a hysterectomy? What's the rehabilitation process for that? Like, how long are you out?
They say 6
to 8 weeks.
I went back to work.
Wow. This is very major.
Well, yeah, they take out your insides.
Yeah.
They
cut through, was it like 10 layers of skin?
Oh my.
Muscle, nerves, and then they have to go in there and burn some stuff in your to keep you from like burning, not burning, but bleeding on the inside. They take your whole uterus out.
Wow. Okay.
My ovaries removed, and I went back to work 6 days later. So, I mean, it just depends on, I guess, if you're whatever. Whatever.
So for me, when you told me the rehabilitation is 6 to 8 weeks and it's very painful and you can't really do much, it's odd that she said that he didn't buy her a card or flowers. I think to really show the woman you love her is you would take care of her during that time. Like help her so she can get around and do things on her own, or if she needs help getting up and down or around the house or cooking for her. I think that would be more valuable than like what you said, flowers or a card or chocolate. Because can you even eat? Like, I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, you can't.
Well, yeah, of course you can eat. They didn't go in this end.
Oh, so
yeah, I mean, you can eat. You just can't. There's like other things you can't do. You're not supposed to be lifting nothing. You're not supposed to be driving a car. You can't. I mean, there's a lot of things you can't do, but
you can't lift over 8 pounds. The only reason you can't drive a car is because you're on heavy pain medication. Like, you can still go pee. You can still take a shower. You can still go to the bathroom. You can still do all of that.
So we don't know the level of how close he was during this rehabilitation time. I think that's our big question.
Yes.
Because she didn't say, like you said, she didn't say he didn't help her physically. Yes. She just said that he didn't buy her flowers or a card, which I think is irrelevant.
Yep.
I mean, wouldn't want nobody to buy me anything. If I have major surgery, any kind of surgery, just be there to, to help me if I need help.
Yep.
You know, like Cara, when I had my kids, like I didn't even give myself 2 weeks. I was going back to work in the same week I had my babies.
Yep.
So I mean, it just depends on like, you know, how you handle it. So
Yeah. But then this is what I'm saying though. She also says the dumbest shit. Like, okay, so he's retired and he moves to Georgia.
Yeah.
I own a business and I whatever the hell else she said she does. And he
a mom.
Yeah.
A mom.
And I'm a mom. And he didn't help me with that. That's not his job. He retired and moved to a different state. Those are your kids. That is your business. If you want help, ask for it. But he shouldn't have to insert himself there. She's so I used to really like Molly, but man, she has made herself very unlikable. Tears only, well, I didn't even see any tears. Cry face only when all the other women are paying attention, but no actual tears when she's talking to Kelly. He's broken. He is broken. She got him down and kicked him and kicked him and kicked him. And that's that. That's okay. Because that's what you do. It's awful.
Kelly
I can't see
he's actually triggered at this point because the cast members keep asking him like, well, why? And he's like, stop asking me why.
Yeah.
Because I literally did everything to make this work. Like, you have to ask the person who didn't want it to work.
Even
He's
Kelly
triggered.
said, why are we here then? Why are we here? If you're done, why are we here? So he didn't come for the vacation. She did.
Yeah.
He didn't work on it. She came for the vacation.
The communication was definitely clouded because he was under the impression them doing this was not a TV show, but was them trying to make it work. And for her, it was a financial transaction.
Yep.
You know, she was there for the beach and the water and the you know, the finances. And the communication was not there. I don't know if she made it seem like
plug her store in there. She got to do a shameless plug.
Oh yeah, the lingerie night. Yeah, you're right. That was a business plug. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want to.
If anybody didn't know what she does or what she has, she says, I own a lingerie shop, blah, blah, blah. Literally, everyone that didn't know went on Google and said, what does Molly Hopkins own?
Oh, that works. That works. You know what? I did an interview with her and we were talking, and apparently she was on a show called Double Divas, and apparently I was the only person in the world that didn't know that before 90 Day Fiance. And it had a whole TV show and there was all this, and it was about her business. And we were talking about it in the interview, and then as soon as we stopped the interview, I went and Googled it and I watched episodes of the show. That works. All you have to do is plant that seed of interest or curiosity in people, and then boom, they are already on Google looking at what you said, because that's exactly what happened. Because she was like, oh, I did a show called Double Divas, and she told me the network, I think it was Bravo. Was it Bravo?
It used to be free and now you have to pay for it.
It really? I watched it on YouTube.
Yep, it used to be free and now you have to pay for it because she's plugged it so much.
Really?
Yep.
So now she's getting royalties from that. Well, good for Cynthia too, right? Because Cynthia was on that too, right? Yep. Good for her. I hated it when I saw that Cynthia was selling her house because that was her dream house. Yep. I remember when she was talking about the plans for the house and how it was her dream farmhouse, and then when I saw she was selling it, that really hurt. I was like, I hate to see that. She literally moved in like a year prior. So I was like, this is like such a horrible situation. We're getting off topic, but
we're still on the same topic.
Yeah,
still a terrible, and that's that.
So I think at this point, Kelly is probably going to leave because
I hope he does.
I think that he realized that him being here or there in the Keys was not working towards anything positive in their relationship. Being there is just, for him personally, is just getting kicked in the balls over and over. Yeah. And nobody is going to want to sit around and get kicked in the balls for 3 or 4 weeks, right? Like, nobody's doing that. So I think he's going to finally leave. And it doesn't really seem like Molly's sympathetic or sorry, you know, because she said to the girl, she was like, I said what I said. It is what it is. This is how I feel. I don't love him. If it hurts him, it hurts him, but this is how I feel. I was like, there's a way that you can deliver news without making it hurtful. Telling somebody you don't love them, and then not being remorseful, not offering a hug, not saying I'm sorry, or not saying I used to love you, or the love that we shared was real, just saying I don't love
Yeah.
you. That the
Yeah.
delivery in itself is just so hurtful.
Her
It makes a person
body
feel
language has been cold. Her whole body language has been cold through the whole show. Her facial expressions, every time she looks at him, she's just disgusted. Like,
yeah,
there is
I've
nothing.
noticed that.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
So what do you think about the comment where she was like, he hasn't worked his whole life, he's 42 years old and he just retired? I
Yeah,
don't think that devaluing someone's retirement is fair, because you know you can retire early. Like you only need, I think 25 years is like the early, or is it 20?
I don't know.
I mean, I know people who's retired earlier than that, depending on what their career was.
I know. I knew a guy who retired. He was like 42 years old, 40 years old, and he repaired like city buses for a living, and he retired super early.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I would never devalue that and say, well, he didn't even work that long. He worked very hard for those 20 years or 25 years, whatever it was. So I didn't like that comment, because I was like, so you're saying that he should have worked another 15 years in order for you to respect his retirement? I feel like anytime that someone retires from a job, they spend, so it's 20 as a police officer. So he did this job for 20 years. And she's like, well, he shouldn't be sitting at home and playing video games. He should get another job. Maybe he's earned this retirement, this time off. And I just didn't like how she made it seem like he was lazy after retiring
And
from
I'm
a job.
sorry, that's a New York City cop. That's not like just some podunk small town bullshit. That's New York City. He worked his ass off. He put his life on the line every single day. That is bullshit to devalue that even in the slightest. Good job. You go to work and sell your freaking bras, and I will go protect the community.
So do you feel like she looked at it as, since he wasn't working a 9 to 5, he was lazy? Do you feel like that? Because I felt like she made it seem like, well, I work every day and he doesn't, but there's a difference between being retired and not having a job. Because retirement, you're getting money sent to you. So like she made it seem like, well, I go to work every day and he just sits around and plays video games, but that's not the situation at all. When you retire, the money that you put away is now coming back to you in return. It's a full circle. You're not just sitting around not earning any money. The money is coming into you every day from the hard work that you put in. I just felt like she devalued his retirement because he didn't work long enough. And I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way, because I've heard of people who've invested well and retired at 25 or 30 years old. So are those people lazy? You know, like, I don't know. I just didn't like the way that sounded.
You're not lazy when you retire. You're not lazy.
Not at all. Thank you.
Yeah.
When you retire, you have earned that, because you have to work a minimum amount of time and put up with a minimum amount of BS for a really long time in a job that you probably stopped liking 15 years ago just to retire. And you have to stick with it no matter how much you hate it, no matter how much it depresses you, and you stuck with that. So when you earn that, it's an accomplishment, and you should be congratulated for doing that. I don't care how old you are. It doesn't matter. Everyone doesn't have to retire at 65. And I think it's really ridiculous for anyone to think, like, well, he's under 60, he shouldn't be working. That's ridiculous. If you've worked long enough and you can live off of your retirement, stop working when you're ready.
I would love to see Molly go to New York and be a cop for one day.
Oh, man. New York?
Yep.
No, and should it be on New Year's?
Oh
my gosh. I heard so many horror stories from cops dealing with the crazy ignorance on those New York City streets around the holidays. Literally horror stories.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard of some very crazy things that goes on in New York.
If he was not saying only as bad, but if he was a cop for even less than 25 years, which he probably was, but he was probably a cop in New York during 9/11. So
oh yeah, you're right.
You know, there's something really hard to think about there. So even if he retired the day after 9/11, he still deserves all the respect.
Yeah. There's people who were first responders on 9/11 who were never emotionally able to go back to work after that.
100%.
After seeing that, they were never in an emotional state where they could handle going back to work after the things that they saw.
Yeah.
And those things that they saw still haunt them to this day. they had to choose a different profession.
Yeah.
It was that emotionally damaging to those people. They literally, like, I read about someone who survived a plane crash. It was a pilot, and it was so emotionally traumatic. And it wasn't his fault. The plane malfunctioned or whatever, but some of the people passed away. He survived. He said that there is no way that his head and emotions and how he felt he would ever be comfortable being in an airplane again. This was literally his job, right? Thousands of hours in the air, just never able to go back. And I feel like any cop being a cop in general, I've passed by some accidents on the freeway where I've had horrific nightmares just from driving past it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to go through and document it and take pictures and like, I can't even imagine how you go to bed at night after you see some of these things, right? It's just traumatic.
And I mean, you have to notify families that I buried your mom, I buried your kid, you know. Horrible. And even if he wasn't a cop during that time, it would have been shortly thereafter. So he still deserves all the respect.
I mean, doing a job for 20 years, I don't care what you do. Yep. If you made it that long and you got to retire, I applaud you. I'm never going to say, well, oh, you retired, go get another job. Yep. Like, that is so devaluing of their hard work and saying that what they did is not enough. Yep. Like, oh, well, you only worked until you were 42. You should be going to work every day. Okay, there's plenty of people who made the right decisions and worked hard and it's paid off and they got to retire in their 20s and 30s and they're not lazy. Like, trust me, there are people who started the guy who started Apple was working in his garage 24 hours a day and barely sleeping, right? Like, these people worked very hard to make these companies get off the ground. So and then he was able to retire really early and he still went to work every day. Yep. Okay? Like, he still went to work every day. And so to call people lazy, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like seeing the hurtful words. And it's funny because on the week before, she said, I just pray that we don't hurt each other anymore. And I feel like she's hurting him. She's still hurting him. And I felt like you said you didn't want to do that. But when you speak to him and about him, it's very hurtful. Yeah. And it's like you can fall out of love with someone and still respect that person and not want to hurt them. And I know it takes a bigger person. You know, it takes a bigger person, but you can love someone without being in love with them and let them move on without destroying them or hurting them or kicking them while they're down. And I feel like if you really love that person at all, you would try to do that. You wouldn't go and wait till the camera's on and start calling them lazy and calling them disgusting and calling them goalless and call them unmotivated and saying that they didn't do things for you. Like, if you really love them at any point, even if the relationship ends, that love should still keep you from saying those types of things.
Exactly. 100%. Exactly.
That's so sad.
Well, can we talk about how Yara told Jovi to take lessons from Asuelo? The way he was licking the cherry.
With the cherry. Yeah, that was a jab, right? That was definitely a jab.
I was like, burn, Jovi, burn.
I felt bad. Like, I don't like when guys are called out for not being good pleasers to their partners. I feel like that's a very personal, like, I don't know, for a guy to be told something like that, it's much, much more damaging than I think people realize. But
said guy is actually trying to secretly get these other guys to go to the strip club with him behind his wife's back. So yeah, deserve to be called out.
Yeah. Even Big Ed, I was watching the episode and even Big Ed was like, there's no chance that I'm gonna lie to Liz and try to help him. I was like, can you imagine?
He didn't say nothing.
He did.
Can you imagine that Ed is taking the higher road in a situation? Because I was like, of all the people, I was like, even Ed sees that Jovi and these guys shouldn't be going there. He was like, Jovi has had issues with the strip club with his wife in the past, so there's no chance that he should be in a strip club, period. And then Asuelo is basically on the verge of divorce, so he's going to go and have a naked lady dance on him when he's basically in this situation for that exact reason, basically. Like, where's the logic here? So I was like, even Ed Brown is speaking something that I can agree with in this situation. Of all the people, I was like, Ed is the voice of reason here. That just showed, well, Kelly too. Kelly was just like, I'm single. I can do what I want. If they want to go mess up their marriages, that's on them. He's like, well, I'm going to have a good time. I don't care. He was like, I don't got nobody to answer to when I go. He's like, I'm going to go to the strip club. I'm going to have a good time. these grown men. If they want to mess up their marriages, that's good on them. Cool. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is that is yeah, it's bad if if he's talking the right
So
thing.
let's talk
But yeah,
about
but
this.
to talk about
Let's talk about this tongue thing. So the cherry thing. Kalani said that Asuelo is amazing at that. And Asuelo said that he would have that for a meal every day. So wait, what'd you say?
Kalani was drunk. So drunk.
But do you think that that's true?
I said stupid shit when I was drunk.
Oh, so it was stupid. Okay, because it's funny because she told us before that the idea of looking at him or thinking of anything sexual made her want to vomit. But then she volunteers information that he's amazing in bed doing that and the things about her body and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you got to pick one. Either he's disgusting or you like what he did. So, like, I don't know. Can you have both?
You look at him, all you can see is him cheating with someone else.
Right.
But yet he does this visual and you're like, oh yeah, he's so amazing. That didn't trigger a visual? Bullshit.
Yeah,
exactly.
I felt like it was all BS. And everybody, even Yara, because Yara was like, y'all are being a little close now and acting a little different. Yep. What's going on? And they claim nothing was going on because we do know before the end of this season, her real boyfriend shows up.
Yep.
So do you think that they were just drunk? Because we know, we're not dumb. We know Kalani has been in a relationship with this new guy before she got to this island. So do you think that she really got drunk and almost slept with her ex-husband for real?
I think she did sleep with him.
On the trip?
Yeah, I think she did. But I think she told TLC that they were going to have to fork out a little bit more.
Yep.
Well, what is the new boyfriend going to think?
Well, he's not going to see it because she threw a fit, so TLC doesn't show it.
But they were...
Yeah.
The way they were acting and then the way they drunkenly walked back to the room after they were leaving, I could tell but something was going down.
Some bullshit with her boyfriend that, well, we had to go get the kids for my sister and we had to put the kids to bed. So yeah, we walked off together, blah, blah, blah.
No.
And he'll be like, okay, because I don't know any better.
After that, can we talk about the fact that Asuelo was dancing? Like, what do you call that?
Yes, that's that. Why do we have to keep seeing people's penises? Why do we have to keep seeing people's butts? Like, why do we have to keep knowing, like, I'm still traumatized from Ed and the poor flower. Now,
maybe
just traumatized me with a cherry.
Maybe before the end of the season, we have to get a glance of everybody, right? Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe that was part of the contract when they signed it. Everybody got a glance. I don't know why, but it's all the wrong people though, right? Of all the people we would like to see.
Yeah.
All the wrong people.
Yep.
We didn't ask for any of this, right? Like, we didn't ask for none of this. We got Yara, we got, like, what is going on, right? Yara keeps it covered up, but everybody else seems to let it all hang out. What's going on?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, Sap Bunny, thank God for the blur. We praise God
for the
blur because our eyes cannot cover.
They blurred out little Ed, or Big Ed, whatever you want to call him, buying a sausage Ed, and you still seen his little bitty.
It was just
you can still see it, that little nub right there. I mean, it was still there.
It was the most tiny blur.
The TV was glitching. Was the TV glitching, or was that a blur?
It was the tiniest blur, and I feel like they did that on purpose.
Oh my gosh. And Liz is okay with Angela seeing the little nub that she's like.
Asuelu just showed everybody. So even if they did work it out, now all of those people have seen it.
What you mean?
Tattoos and all on his butt. Okay? Like, do we really need?
Is it okay to dance like that naked in front of married people?
No.
No.
What is even happening? I'm so lost. And what prompted that? Like, I was watching the show, and then the next thing I know, I looked up and he was naked dancing. Like, what prompted this? Did I miss something?
The cherry, because she said she told him that he was really good at that.
Yeah,
with
I
the
saw that part.
okay, well then I guess that boosted his self-esteem, and then he just got up and
It
took his little skirts off that he had and started
so
dancing naked.
that's all it took to escalate to full frontal nudity.
Yes.
Good
Yes.
Lord.
Got up there and
I was watching and I looked up and I was like, how did we get here? Oh, Pris says it's the tequila. It had to be. I was like, how did we get here? Because I was like, I don't know how we went from here to here. Like the escalation was like we went from floor 1 to floor 41, and I didn't understand how we got there. I was looking for like a clue.
If that one shot of tequila did that to him, he don't need to be drinking.
Yep.
Right? You've seen how many shots of Fireball I can take before I start falling over, right? DeeDee knows. Like if that's what it took one shot, like I can do like 8 shots of Fireball before I actually need to grab onto something, right? Like probably 10.
Yep.
Okay, I can hold my liquor. If it literally took him one shot to be full frontal naked dancing at a public beach, he don't need to be drinking nobody's alcohol.
And then standing
Nope.
on top of a fireplace thingamajigger,
I was really worried when he was doing that. I was like, he's gonna burn it off.
I was waiting for that towel to catch and go up.
I was so worried. I was like, he's not gonna have anything to use or cheat with anymore if he keep dancing over this fire. Like, what would possess you to dance over a fire, an open flame? What the hell?
They totally knocked boots, because they was over there like talking about putting their cheats together, that how they did this and how they do that, and then she was like saying, yeah, you have a your butt is like this, it's like real sexy, you got a good butt, you know how to eat my cherry and all this other stuff. Like, come on, seriously.
It was horrible.
I think something happened, but I don't know how she's gonna explain that to her actual boyfriend, because he's gonna be there, and I don't know if Asuelo is also gonna be there, because I feel like if Asuelo and the new boyfriend are together, Asuelo will probably tell the new boyfriend they were intimate, because isn't that what you do to get rid of the new guy? Like say, oh well, we were just intimate
together. I hope Asuelo and the new guy are face to face, and I hope the new guy just beats his ass.
I feel like Asuelo could probably fight. Am I wrong?
I mean,
do you
he could probably fight.
Probably could.
I haven't.
But I mean, Kalani really isn't that innocent as well. I mean, either. She's not.
No.
She really ain't.
I don't,
because she keeps changing her story.
Yep.
And if you with somebody, they cheat on you, you give them another chance, you're pregnant, they cheat on you again, and supposedly they've been cheating the whole time. Well, I mean,
she went and had another baby after that. So they got 2.
Yeah.
That was what confused me, because I was like, well,
also, you go to your couples therapy, you bring your whole family, including your kids, and then you have your kids' 5th birthday party in the hotel room.
Not even at the pool.
Yeah.
Not even at the pool. I was like, you could have did a
it
little.
looked like an upside down 2 to me.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I thought. I was like, I feel like he's way older than 2.
Wait, you think so? I don't know. I'm not sure.
It was.
No, he's 5.
But the balloon was upside down, so it looked like a 2.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I thought that the party at the resort was kind of a cop-out. He deserved like a legit party with his friends, right? Like, there should at least be his friends or cousins or somebody his age there to celebrate with.
5 years old is your earliest birthday party memory. You guys can't tell me. Yeah. You can't tell me of one that you thought of before 5. 5 is when you remember them all.
So he's going to remember that he got a birthday party in a hotel room with nobody there. None of his friends, not his grandma,
Mommy
not his
and
grandpa.
Daddy talking about their homework that they have to do every night.
They had to do homework. I didn't even get any presents because they were too busy doing homework. Couldn't even go to the store.
Poor kids.
I know.
I feel bad. He deserved better than that. And there was a whole pool there. They couldn't throw him a party out by the pool.
Yeah.
Let him at least swim and have a good time. You know, like, I don't know. It's Florida, by the way. Like, they could have went to, like, Legoland. Ask Gino. Gino knows Legoland is in Florida. Take them to Legoland. The kids like the Legoland. Right?
Yeah.
Take the kids to Legoland.
Yeah, George. you still gotta take me to Legoland. I need to see the famous Legoland that Jasmine keeps talking about.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's very expensive because Jasmine was like, "You took her to Legoland. You know how much that costs? Like, apparently, it's expensive. Honestly, I've never been, but I just want to go because I want to see how expensive it really is. Oh, hey, Molly. Molly's here. I just want to see how expensive it really is. Because I was like, Legoland is expensive. I didn't know that, but Jasmine was like, look, if you take her to Legoland, that means you love her.
Yep.
That is what it is.
Well,
so
you gotta go to Legoland, George, because I want to see what this famous Legoland is all about.
Me too.
I do too. I want to go. Let's all go. Let's have like a 90-day fiance meetup and let's go all.
Let's go.
All go to Legoland.
Let's
see what it's all about because I kind of want to know what the fuss is about. And if Jasmine hates it, I feel like I need to see it. Right?
I actually want to meet Jasmine so that I can see her experience.
Let's invite Jasmine. Tell her let's go to Legoland where Gino had his ex. I mean,
we'd have to sell it.
I mean, why not? Why not? She was banging her ex. I mean, why not? It's okay for her to. I mean, just saying.
Yep.
We'd have to sell it a different way. If we say just
no, we need to say that we're gonna walk down the same aisle that Gino walked down with his ex. Okay. So if she can go have lunch and dinner and sex and all this other stuff with
I don't think you're supposed to do that at Legoland.
Let's do that on Valentine's Day.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Valentine's Day. That even better. Yes.
Wait, go on Valentine's Day like her and Dane? Should we invite Dane too?
Yeah.
I mean, let's plan it out. Let's see who can show up.
I'm down. You know I'm down.
It's like 20, just like, I don't know, like 40 minutes from my house. It's not even a big deal.
I mean, it's across the United States for me, but I'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
That's an airplane ride you would love to take.
That's an airplane ride because, you know, I would take an airplane to Legoland, but they don't offer them. They do have helicopter rides, though. Here. They take you everywhere on helicopters. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it. I don't know. The Kobe Bryant thing freaked me out, but I think I'm still going to do it. I'm going to try it.
I don't know. I'm a little scared about it, but I'd do it.
Right? Like, if it's a short distance, you know, I told you about the longer you're in the air, the more that can go wrong. So if it's like a short distance, I'm good. Like, if it's a hop and a skip and a jump, you know, like, by the time we reach cruising altitude, we're already descending. I'm good. Yeah. Like, if we're going to be in the air for 12 hours, no, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to do it because that's 12 hours of things that could fall off the plane, right?
Right.
No, I'm good.
Well, I'm still like, I need Yara to answer a question. Why did she tell Jovi to take lessons from Asuelo?
Well, she was basically saying that he wasn't as good as he thought he was.
Yeah.
I know what she was saying, George, but what I'm saying is, why did she have to say that? Like,
I know what she was saying.
I mean, I'm just being Captain Obvious. I think that she was trying to say in a nice way, like, hey, you think you're really good at this, but you're not. So, you know, improve.
So take lessons from this gigantic man child.
Take lessons from a guy who got a mouth yeast infection. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna learn from the best.
He has
right?
Mouth duty, so
apparently, Big Ed is good too. So why can she say?
Well, no.
Oh no, I can't even.
Visual. See, I didn't want the visual. Now I saw it. I saw it.
All have to go to bed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Now I saw it. Now I don't want to see it. Okay. All right. So we're gonna come back Sunday. For real though. I'm gonna actually make sure I'm home. For real though on Sunday, and we're gonna talk about part 2 of the tell-all because we have more to find out. We have to find out.
Big wine for
a big one.
A big wine.
Okay. I'll pick up something. I won't get anything strong though, because I can't be like super drunk. But I'll pick up something.
We'll be fine.
DeeDee, you know I'm useless when I'm super drunk, right? pretty much useless. I can't even hold a
You're fun sober, but you're even 1,000 times more funner when you're drinking.
All right.
Yes,
Get
yes,
some
Yes.
but you can't record me though, because some of the
We
things that
haven't-
come out.
We can drink during the tell-all because we have a designated DeeDee to control the podcast.
That's right.
I worry about what comes out of my mouth. Like
You
And
were good, George. You were very, very good.
You know,
you were
we
very good. You
live
didn't
in a
say
very-
anything you weren't supposed to.
we live in a very cancelable culture. I sometimes worry what comes out of my mouth. Like if you saw the DMs between me and my bestie, like I'm just gonna leave it at that. They're like our text messages, like y'all have a group chat where if anybody leaked that group chat, you're canceled.
Yep.
I'm in a group chat like that. Okay, so I worry if I'm really drunk. Like, I have to make sure no one's recording me because I do not want to wake up the next day to what I said. Because I won't even remember, but I probably did it.
But we have a designated DeeDee, so you'll know. You'll go watch the podcast, and you'll know when we said bad things because we'll be muted. It'll be fine.
If you can mute me when I start saying something that's really, really, really offensive, that would be really good. Just mute.
And everybody is welcome if I traumatized y'all tonight about the big Ed and the flower. You are very welcome.
It's not our fault. We didn't make the rules. It's TLC's fault. We didn't make the rules. We didn't do the editing, guys. We didn't.
Just give our
So
opinion.
the next
You can't.
time y'all sit at a table and y'all have flowers on the table, just remember how Big Ed showed us with a flower how he loves to eat Liz.
I will never have flowers on my table now. Ever.
Yeah, who needs flowers?
And how Suelo showed us with a cherry. How he can pop that cherry with his tongue.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
God. All right, DeeDee.
Okay. We're yeah. I feel like DeeDee, you've had enough to drink
How
already.
much have you had, DeeDee?
I feel like you've had enough to drink already. We're gonna end this now. I feel like you've had enough.
Lord.
We are cutting you off. Actually, you've had enough.
Oh
right,
my
guys.
goodness.
Thanks for staying up late with us. I don't know, is this late or no? This is probably what time we normally are.
I mean,
thanks for staying up with us though, because we had a double feature tonight. So we took up a lot of your time tonight. We appreciate you being here with us. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully whatever we said tonight isn't gonna keep you up at night from the visuals. Hopefully. Sorry in advance. Make sure you're following my co-host Cara and DeeDee. They're tagged in this video. Make sure you're following me at George Mossey on all social media platforms, georgemossey.com. Anywhere you get your podcast. Oh, and tomorrow a special treat. The new pop culture podcast will be posted tomorrow. So make sure you listen to that. All of the interesting non-90 Day Fiance stuff going on in the world. We were talking about it. And then it'll be back again next week for more stuff to talk about. It's basically us just complaining about how crazy the world is. But you'll like it, I promise. All right, guys. We're going to talk to all of you guys. Check that out tomorrow. And then we'll talk to all of you guys again on Sunday. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
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 Bye, guys.